Hello, my name is Fionna and I'm the lead community organizer for the Flour Mill Community Farm, and we're going to take you on a tour of Sudbury's first urban farm today. So, we're going to go on a tour today. So our plot, our urban farm, is 2,400 square feet. This is our first season. So we started prepping the land in June. We brought huge dump trucks full of triple mix in and put about a foot down on each of the beds. We're using ecological agriculture here. So that means we're not using any synthetic fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides, nothing like that, and all of our seeds are organic or heirloom. We also brought in a few seedlings from different farms, local farms in the region, Field Good Farms in Cache Bay and Three Forks Farms in Warren. So one of the amazing crops that keeps on giving all season is kale, and kale is still seemingly as popular as it was a few years ago when it started to be very trendy. So the reason why we love kale on the farm is because we can harvest the bottom leaves, and over the season the plant just grows taller and taller and keeps producing leaves from the inside. So to harvest kale, it's one of my favorite jobs. It's very fast, very easy to make a bunch. You don't want to take too many leaves off of one plant. And some of these are eaten and a little bit holy, but that's okay. It just shows that we're not using anything that's harmful to creatures or ourselves. So about 2 weeks ago, we seeded Swiss chard and lettuce mix. So you can see that the germination wasn't very consistent. It's been a pretty wet year, so when we seed, the little seeds sometimes get lost in the mix with the rain. And we're also using new soil, so it'll take a little bit of time for the soil to establish a consistency that will really take to direct seeding. So this is all Swiss chard, and it'll start growing, and it'll be another one of those crops that keeps on coming. We can harvest it and it'll keep growing until it gets too cold out. So really looking forward to our Swiss chard crop. So another part of the farm is we are trying to grow mushrooms here. So we had a workshop early on in the season and had a mushroom expert come in and help us inoculate straw bales with oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms, and garden giants. So we weren't sure if we were going to see any of them this year, but we were lucky enough that some oyster mushrooms have popped up in the last few days, and this is them right here. We're going to let them grow a little bit more before we harvest them. So hopefully next year we'll be doing more mushroom cultivation on maybe a little bit of a bigger scale. And you can see we're in the shade here underneath a beautiful tree, and so they like wet, shady environments. So another crop that we're growing, which is very, very popular with the community and our customers, are carrots. This is our second batch of carrots, so they're not very big yet, but we're going to be going through today and thinning the carrots so that the other carrots that we leave in the ground have time to size up and get to a nice juicy size. So we were growing orange carrots, and we're also growing colorful carrots, but we've harvested the majority of the colorful ones. So this is our potato patch. It's very small this year, but we're just wanting to show the youth how potatoes grow. And so we'll be harvesting these in a few weeks. We're going to wait till the plant dies a little bit. And also, fun fact, these potatoes were planted from discounted seed potatoes at Eat Local Sudbury. So we went into Eat Local and volunteered for a day, learned how to stock shelves, sort produce, and at the end of them we purchased some potatoes that had sprouted some eyes, and we used them in our garden to plant. So welcome to the potato patch. Flour Mill Community Farm, we're really interested in building partnerships and relationships with nearby organizations, and one of them is Queen Elizabeth Public School, and they were so awesome. In this spring they started our pie pumpkins for us. So they started the seedlings, we planted them into the garden, and so they'll be able to come when school starts in a week and see what beautiful pumpkins they've started. So that's a really important aspect of a community urban farm, is that we're making relationships and partnerships within the community. So here at the Flour Mill Community Farm, one of our goals is to employ youth who live in the neighborhood. So this year we were really lucky. We got an amazing crew of 7 youth who live nearby, and they worked with us for 7 weeks throughout the summer, starting in July and ending August 17th about. So with that in mind, we had to make sure that we were growing crops that produce a lot and produce early in the season. So we focused a lot on summer squash and cucurbits, so that's cucumbers, melons, and patty pans and zucchinis. So we have an abundance of those. We've been harvesting probably about 40 to 50 pounds of summer squash a week that we sell at our market on Wednesdays.
Hello, I'm Andrew. I'm the summer youth farm worker, and this is our week harvest. So these are the zucchinis, summer squash, and cucumbers and tomatoes.
So that was the tour of the Flour Mill Community Farm. We had an amazing first season. We're hoping that next year we'll be able to expand a little bit, add a few more beds, start producing a little bit more food. We'll be hiring another crew of youth farm workers, so stay tuned for job listings for that. And we want to thank Eat Local Sudbury for being a mentor organization, and also for coming and doing a video of the farm. So thank you, and we'll see you next year.